Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mindy, and I'm going to be doing a book haul. I got quite a bit of books here. My problem is I work at our library's used bookstore, so I get a lot of books there. And also, they had a sale at Book Outlet. If you buy 4 books, you get your 5th one for free. So I ordered those, and then we went to a Christian bookstore, and I picked up some books because read the second in the series, and I wanted to read the first one, so I got the first book, and then I got, of course, I picked up some other books. So, and also I got a book to review. So, okay, I'll start with my Book Outlet books. I got Graveyard Shift by M.L. Rio. Every night in the college's ancient cemetery, 5 people cross paths as they work the late shift. A bartender, a rideshare driver, a hotel receptionist, an unofficial steward of the derelict church that looms over them, and the editor-in-chief of the college paper, always in search of a story. One dark October evening in the defunct churchyard, they find a hole that wasn't there before, a fresh open grave where no grave should be. But who dug it, and for whom? Atmospheric and eerie, with the ensemble cast her fans love, and a delightful, fully familiar academic backdrop, Graveyard Shift is a modern Gothic tale in If We Were Villains author M.L. Rio's inimitable style. I haven't read anything by her, so and it's not very long. It's only 126 pages, so it shouldn't take me very long to get through it. So, okay. And then this was my free one, The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I haven't read anything by her either, but I know that she's very popular. And she says, every day I clean the Winchester's beautiful home top to bottom. I pick up their daughter from school, and I cook a delicious meal for the whole family before heading up to eat alone in my tiny room on the top floor. I try to ignore how Nina makes a mess just to watch me clean it up, how she tells strange lies about her own daughter, and how her husband, Andrew, seems more broken every day. But as I look into Andrew's handsome brown eyes, so full of pain, it's hard not to imagine what it would be like to live Nina's life. The walk-in closet, the fancy car, the perfect husband. I try on one of Nina's pristine white dresses once, just to see what it's like, but she soon finds out, and by the time I realize my attic bedroom door only locks from the outside, it's far too late. But I reassure myself, the Winchesters don't know who I really am. They don't know what I'm capable of. And this book I got for the sprayed edges, and because it's about a library, the Wren and the Holly Library by K.A. Lind. These are legends in our world, tells of beasts and beauties, creatures and stories that would keep you up at night, of monsters born. All these stories you've heard come from a kernel of truth. And then I also got this because of the sprayed edges. The Courting of Bristol Keats by Mary E. Pearson. It's a sweep you off your feet kind of story, one that yanked me into the lush and dangerous world of fae and monsters from the first page. Make room on your shelves for this magical, compelling fantasy filled with long-kept secrets, devastating betrayals, and a swoony enemies to lovers romance. Isabel Ibanez, a New York Times best-selling author. And my last book I got from Book Outlet was The Last One at the Wedding by Jason Rikulik. He's the best-selling author of Hidden Pictures. Part conspiracy theory, part family drama, the last one at the wedding kept my heart racing and my mind reeling from its first page to its devastating conclusion. Riley Sager. Riley Sager is one of my favorite authors, although I will say the last couple of books he's read I wasn't exactly a fan of, but I still read them anyway. So, but I'm looking forward to reading this one. Okay, the book I'm reading for a review is The Least of These by Mitchell S. Carnes, and it's the second in a series too, so I might have to get the first one. And it says, Death Doesn't Keep a Schedule. Nashville homicide detective Abby Rhodes is caught between a high-profile murder and multiple disappearances and a homeless camp. When the mayor discovers the victim is the stepson of Jonathan Lee Thomas, a wealthy investor in the city's East Bank project, he forces Abby to abandon all other cases. She faithfully follows orders until her best friend goes missing. Each case triggers Abby's PTSD, bringing the past and its secret crashing around her. She stretches herself to the limit as she learns every life has value. Her investigation jeopardizes the safety of her closest friends, and she must face the guilt when one of them is shot. And then the books I got from the Christian bookstore. This is what I went there for specifically, The Secondary Target by Angela Carlisle. This is a series based in a small town called Kincaid. And it says, a ruthless murderer, a deadly secret, and an unbreakable love. After the brutal murder of her mother and brother 12 years ago, Corinna Roberts built a new life in Kentucky. But when strange things begin to happen, she is thrust into a perilous game of life and death. With nowhere else to turn. Her best hope of survival depends on her ex-boyfriend, Army veteran Bryce Jessup. Recently returned from service, Bryce has every intention of staying away from Corinna, but when threats close in around her, he isn't willing to leave her safety to chance. As their search for answers uncovers lethal secrets her detective father kept hidden, Bryce and Corinna must untangle the mysteries of the merciless killer intent on terrorizing and eliminating Corinna's family before it's too late. Okay, and then I saw these and I just figured I might as well just get both of them since if I read the first one and like it, I'll probably want to get the next one. It says Once a Queen by Sarah Arthur. A fresh, delightful new tale for our wonder-hunger era. A story that lingers in the memory and shapes the soul long after reading the last pages. This is a young adult novel. And then the second in the series is Once a Castle. What if the stories are true? A few years after Eva, Joyce, and Frankie Addison discovered the existence of portals to other worlds, Frankie's younger siblings, together with some new friends, make discoveries that will change their lives and at least two worlds forever. And then the last book I got, it was on sale, 50% off, I think it was. So I like Kimberly Woodhouse, and it's called A Deep Divide. With her past behind her, she has nothing and everything to lose. So she's becomes a Harvey girl in the Grand Canyon, at the hotel in the Grand Canyon. So I'm looking forward to reading that. And now all the books I got from the library. Today, while I was reading my book I had chosen, which I DNF'd because hadn't even gotten a whole chapter in, and it was already filled with. She did write she did give a warning at the beginning that it was going to be um, sexual, I guess you would call it, but within the first, not even a chapter in, and it was already starting about, well, a couple chapters in, I just was not comfortable reading it, so I'm DNF'd it, and it's going back. It's going to be donated to the library. So I had to find something else to read, and since I hadn't read this yet, this is Joanne Fluke, The Chocolate Cream Pie Murder. And I really like Joanne Fluke. I've read, like, this is the 24th book, and I think I read most of them up to this. I think I was only on the 23rd book I haven't read yet. So I'll probably write about this on my blog. So, and then the next 3 books were on were bundled together, so I got a good price on them. Let's see here, I got them for well, they were $1 a piece, so I got them for $3 plus tax. I like Irene Hanna too, and the first one is Buried Secrets. They both wanted quieter, safer lives, but crime never sleeps and killers keep killing. And then the next one is Thin Ice. This is the Men of Valor series. And it says, if Jenny Reed is still alive, who is the woman buried in her grave? And then the third book in this series is Tangled Webs. Finn has packed away his combat instincts, but he may need them again when danger begins to stalk his quiet hideaway. And then the next series is 4 books, and it's the Wild Haven series by Lynette Bonner. And the first one is Not a Sparrow Falls. She's a school teacher. Charlotte Brindle is relieved that her long journey from Boston to Wild Haven is about to come to an end. And when the bullets start flying as she sprawls on the floor of the coach and curls her arms around her head, she wonders whatever in the world possessed her to give up the civility of a Boston school for the promise of adventure in the wild frontier. And then the third one is On Eagle's Wings. The second one is On Eagle's Wings. And boarding house owner Dixie Pottinger has done her best to avoid the attractive Dr. Griffin. But now that her mother-in-law is sick and he's going to be coming around more to care for her, Dixie knows she must inform him about her past. She works up her courage and feels great relief when she finally tells Dr. Griffin that she's a married woman, maybe, if her husband, Stephen Pottinger, survived the bullet put into him before she fled. And then the third book is Beauty from Ashes. Gloria Fontaine wants nothing more than to help mistreated women escape from brothel owner John Hunt. She understands the desperation and manipulation that force many women into his employ. But when she rescues a young girl, she is shocked by Hunt's ruthless reprisal. Now, as she cowers in her cabin, hiding from Hunt's men, who are determined to kill her, she can't help but think how much this day is a picture of her whole life. Ashes, nothing but ashes. And the fourth book is Consider the Lilies. When Jacinda Cullinhan lost her husband to an outlaw's bullet years ago, she realized she simply couldn't trust God to protect those she loves. So though Marshal Zane Holloway has gently pushed his suit, she's kept him at arm's length. The last thing she needs is another man to worry about. But now the dreaded Marshal has been shot. He's bleeding on her kitchen floor, and she realizes she might not have guarded her heart quite as well as she thought. And then they were having a Christmas in July sale. So these two books are about Christmas, and the first one is an Amish Christmas bakery. There's 4 stories in here by Amy Clipson, Beth Wiseman, Kathleen Fuller, and Kelly Irvin. And I've read books by all of those, and I really enjoyed them. So I'm looking forward to the stories in here. And then an Amish Christmas Star by Shelley Shepherd Gray, Charlotte Hubbard, and Rosalind Lahr. I haven't read anything by the last author there, but I've read the other 2, I mean. So, looking forward to this. And then I picked up this, The Girl in the Castle by James Patterson and Emily Raymond. Her name is Hannah Dory, and I need you to believe me. Oh, my name is Hannah Dory. A thrilling novel about a teen caught between 2 worlds and the truths that could set her free or trap her forever. And the last book I got today. I saw a ad for this and it looked interesting, and I knew it was at the library, so I picked it up. And All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker. It's an engrossing, heartbreaking, and uplifting in equal measures. I've never read anything quite like it. Lucy Foley. And that's all the books I got, so that'll keep me busy for quite a while, I think. Okay, well, I hope everybody's staying cool, and drink plenty of water during this time. Okay, have a nice day, and thanks for stopping by.